Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I really want to tell you this story. I went to the doctor's office and I was there for an exam, and they turned the corner, and it was a nurse who she works there, but she was off when I was there the last time. So she turned the corner, and I was like, what are we doing over here? And I knew there was nothing in that corner but that scale. And I was like, oh, I don't do scales. She's like, you don't do scales. And I was like, oh, I do scales. I don't do scales in the doctor's office because you're going to put me on the scale. You're going to say my weight out loud. And even though I know what my weight is, something about hearing it out loud in the doctor's office. And then you're going to take my heart rate and my blood pressure. We ain't doing that. Well, before going to the doctor's office, I had been reading about Paul. Paul, in the Bible, who wrote like a bunch of the New Testament. Paul, who had been Saul, who encountered the risen Jesus, the resurrected Jesus on the road to Damascus. He was blinded and for 3 days, and then he was like, I saw Jesus, and I need to stop persecuting all the Christians. I need to stop having people stoned. So he had a huge, huge transformation. And for years, I've had this kind of love hate relationship with him. And I realize it's not a love hate relationship with Paul, it's a love hate relationship with people's interpretation of Paul. And what I learned this before going to the doctor's office was that the philosophy of the day also had a huge impact on Paul. And, the Stoics and the Hellenistic people, that philosophy was the rule of the day. And a lot of that philosophy was based on you need a body to have a human experience because you're not human. It was very mystical, that you're the spirit that lives in this body, and you need this body to have a human experience. Also, he was trying to build a new thing. He was trying to help people stay here in these bodies a little bit longer than they had anticipated. He's trying to build a community. He wants people to get along together. He's saying if you can't live like me alone apart, then marry. It's best to get married than to burn. In other words, I'm doing this. But also here's this person who had been this extreme version of humanity. He's persecuting people. And sometimes people who've had extreme lives need extreme religion, but then they want to give it to everybody else. But here's the part that I took away: I'm not my body. And no, I ain't getting on your scale. You can weigh the 21 grams of me. Knowing that also enables me to say, take as much care of this temple wherein the Spirit dwells. I love you.